Hello my dear friends, how are you today? I will explain a deck of flexible and powerful anti-meta decks that you can combine with other decks. The only negative aspect is that it gives you one special summon after summoning its monsters in the turn in which you summon them. This deck is characterized by its ability to inflict high damage to the opponent or get rid of all his monsters on the field. This deck depends mainly and greatly on the playing field card. We will start by explaining the main and basic card in the deck. I will not explain the deck from the game, I will explain the basic cards only. You can add the cards that you see good. For example, you can add the Lava Golem or Mech Knight. It will be useful for you in this deck. Let's start. The first card will be the base and main field card in the deck, used to summon group monsters to the field. Card name is Numeron Network. During your main phase, send one Numeron normal spell card that meets its activation conditions from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that spell's effect when that card is activated. You can only use this effect of Numeron Network once per turn. Numeron XYZ monsters you control can activate effects without detaching materials. The next card is Planet Pathfinder. You contribute this card. Add one field spell from your deck to your hand. This card is not from the deck, but it will help you bring the field card into your hand, and it works with all field cards and all decks that contain field cards. The next card is Terraforming. Add one field spell from your deck to your hand. It works the same way as the previous card. The benefit of more of these cards in your deck is to get rid of the effect of cards such as Ash Blossom. If your opponent uses this card or a similar card and prevents you from adding a playing field card to your hand, then you will have a chance to add again and get rid of the effect of blocking and blocking cards on your opponent. The next card is Memories of Hope. Draw cards equal to the number of XYZ monsters with different names you control. You can only activate one Memories of Hope per turn. The next card is Numeron Calling. If Numeron Network is in your field zone and you control no monsters, special summon up to 4 Numeron Gate XYZ monsters with different names from your extra deck, but banish them during the end phase. Also, you can only normal or special summon once for the rest of this turn. In the event that this card is in your hand, play it from your hand and do not play it from the playing field to avoid negate from your opponent. The next card is Numeron Chaos Ritual. If a face-up number C1, Numeron Chaos Gate Sunya you control was destroyed by a monster effect this turn, you can target one of your Numeron Network and 4 of your XYZ monsters that are banished or in your graveyard. Special summon one number C1000, Numeronius from the extra deck that becomes 10,000 ATK and 1,000 DEF. And if you do, attach all 5 targets to it as material. Also, you can only normal or special summon once for the rest of this turn. The next card is Numeron Storm. If you control a Numeronius monster, destroy as many spells or traps your opponent controls as possible, min 1, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. The next card is number 1, Numeron Gate Ecom. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach one material from this card, double the ATK of all Numeron monsters you currently control, until the end of this turn. The next card is number 2, Numeron Gate Div. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach one material from this card, double the ATK of all Numeron monsters you currently control, until the end of this turn. The next card is number 3, Numeron Gate Trini. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach one material from this card, double the ATK of all Numeron monsters you currently control, until the end of this turn. The next card is number 4, Numeron Gate Katvari. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can detach one material from this card, double the ATK of all Numeron monsters you currently control, until the end of this turn. You can summon all of these cards to the field using Numeron Network cards and Numeron Calling cards. Then you can use them to either attack your opponent or tribute them and summon other monsters, but you can only summon them once after summoning them. The next card is number C1, Numeron Chaos Gate Swinga. You can also XYZ summon this card by using number 1, Numeron Gate Ecom. You control as material. Transfer its materials to this card. If this card is XYZ summoned, banish all monsters on the field. Once per turn, during your next standby phase after this card was banished, you can special summon this banished card. Then if Numeron Network is in your field zone, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined ATK of all banished XYZ monsters. The next card is number C1000, Numeronius. Once per turn, quick effect. You can detach one material from this card, destroy one other monster on the field. At the end of the battle phase, destroy as many other monsters on the field as possible, -1, then you can special summon one monster from your opponent's graveyard to your field in defense position. If this card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while it has material, and is sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one number IC1000, Numeronius Numeronia from your extra deck, and if you do, attach this card to it as material. The next card is number IC1000, Numeronius Numeronia. If this card is special summoned by the effect of number C1000, Numeronius, it gains 100,000 ATK or def during your opponent's turn only. Also apply the following effects from the start of the next turn after this card was special summoned. Monsters your opponent controls must attack this card, if able. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this card did not battle, you win the duel. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from this card, negate the attack, and if you do, gain LP equal to that monster's ATK. You can also use these cards, for example, like Pot of Avarice. Target 5 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 2 cards. The second card, Jar of Avarice. Target 5 cards in your graveyard, except Jar of Avarice, shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate one Jar of Avarice per turn. These 2 cards are useful for returning deck monsters and cards from the graveyard to your deck after using them, or tribute them to play them again. The third card is Limiter Removal. Double the ATK of all machine monsters you currently control, until the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. The fourth card, Forbidden Droplet. Send any number of other cards from your hand and or field to the graveyard. Choose that many affect monsters your opponent controls, and until the end of this turn, their ATK is halved, also their effects are negated. In response to this card's activation, your opponent cannot activate cards, or the effects of cards, with the same original type, monster or spell or trap, as the cards sent to the graveyard to activate this card. You can only activate one Forbidden Droplet per turn. Summon the Numeron monsters first, then the other monsters, because the condition for summoning the Numeron monsters is that your field is empty of monsters. These were the basic cards in the deck. You can add the cards that you find useful. The explanation ends here, my dear friends. I wish you a good day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.